Welcome again to Mr. Benjamin's Math World. Now we continue with simplifying polynomials using the greatest common factor, but this time we are going to involve negative exponents. We are going to simplify the binomial 8x to the third a minus 16xa to the second. Let's find the greatest common factor for the two coefficients. The greatest common factor between 8 and 16 is 8. Here it is. Let's find the common factor for x to the negative 3 and x. X is common because it is in both terms, and then here is the x. So let's find out what's going to be the exponent. This is to the negative 3 and this is to the first power. And we are going to use the lowest exponent. The lowest, this is a 1 and this is a negative 3, is negative 3. Yes. 1 and negative 3. Which one is lower? Negative 3. Because you remember in the number 9, that's a 0. Here we have the positive numbers and here we have the negative numbers. So all positive numbers are greater than the negative numbers. 1 then therefore is greater than negative 3. X to the negative 3. Is a common factor also? Yes, it is. Because the a is in this side, this term, and it's also in this one. So a is also a common factor. Let's see what's going to be the exponent. This is to the first power and this is to the second power. The lowest to the first, so it's a. We already got the common factor for this binomial. Now let's divide. It says 8x to the negative 3a divided by 8x to the negative 3a. The result, 1. Let me show you why it is 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. X to the negative 3 divided by x to the negative 3, let's subtract exponents. Negative 3 minus negative 3 will be negative 3 plus 3. Here it is. Negative 3 minus negative 3 equals negative 3. Negative times negative, positive 3 equals negative 3 plus 3, 0. So this will be x to the 0. But we already know that x to the 0 is equals to 1. So it's also 1. A to the first divided by a to the first. Again, 1 minus 1 is 0. A to the 0 is 1. So the term that I'm going to have here is the number 1. 8x to the negative 3a divided by itself is going to be 1. Negative divided by positive is negative. 16 divided by 8 is 2. X to the first divided by x to the negative 3 is equals to x. Let's get the exponent. Remember, when dividing, we subtract the exponents. So I'm subtracting 1. Let me show you here. 1 minus, because I'm subtracting, minus what? Minus negative 3 equals 1. Negative times negative, positive 3 equals to 4. So it's x to the fourth power. A to the second divided by a, this is 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's a to the first. That's the result. Let's check the result. I'm going to multiply 8x to the negative 3a times 1 equals to the same 8x to the negative 3a. And now I'm going to multiply 8x to the negative 3a times negative 2x to the fourth a. Let me get a sign here. Positive times negative equals to negative. 8 times 2, 16. X to the negative 3 times x to the fourth, I'm going to add the exponents. Why do I do this? Because I'm solving negative 3 plus 4. Why did I say plus? Because, in multiplication, It's a multiplication. In multiplication, you add the exponents. You add them, but the signs tell you what to do. What does that mean? Well, it means that I'm adding negative 3 plus 4 equals, we know the rule in addition and subtraction. The rule says, when subtracting numbers with different signs, we subtract the numbers. 1. And we copy the sign of the greatest. Positive. So I know that the exponent for the x will be to the first. And then this is 8 8x to the third a times 2x to the fourth a. I already multiply 8 times 2, 16. I already multiply x to the negative 3 times x to the fourth equals to x. And then I'm multiplying a times a. A times a to the second power. Why? Because in multiplication, I have to add 1 plus 1 and is equals to x to the second power. Result, 8x to the negative 3a minus 16xa to the second, which is the same as the given exercise. So that's the result. Exercise number 2. 24m to the negative 2px to the second plus 3mxp to the negative 4. It's a binomial. I need to simplify the binomial, so I need to find common factors for the coefficients and for the variables. The coefficients, 24 and 3. Common factor between 24 and 3 is 3. Common factor for m to the negative 2 and m, the one with the lowest. Let me use m to the negative 2. And then p, yeah, the p is here and it's also here. So let me use the p with the lowest exponent, negative 4. Is x a common factor? Yes, it's also a common factor because it is in both places. So x and then the exponent, that's the 2, that's to the first is x. I already got my common factor. Once I have my common factor, I'm going to divide each one of the two expressions divided by the common factor. Let's divide. 24 divided by 3 is 8. M to the negative 2 divided by m to the negative 2, you already know what. Negative 2 minus negative 2 equals to negative 2 plus 2 equals to 0. M to the 0 is 1, so the m cancels out. P divided by p to the negative 4, I'm subtracting 1 minus negative 4, which is 1 negative to negative positive. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So this is p to the 5th. And then x to the 2 divided by x, 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's x to the first. Plus. Why plus? Because positive divided by positive equals to positive. 3 divided by 3 is 1. M to the first divided by m to the negative 2, m. 1 minus negative 2. 1 minus negative 2 equals to 1. Negative to negative positive. 1 plus 2, 3. M to the third power. And then I'm dividing p to the negative 4 divided by p to the negative 4. Negative 4 minus negative 4 equals to negative 4 plus 4 equals to 0. P to the 0 is 1. No p's. The p cancels out. What about the x? X to the first divided by x to the first is 1 minus 1, 0. X to the 0 equals to 1. So when dividing 3mxp to the negative 4 divided by 3m to the negative 2p to the negative 4x, the result is m to the third. Is this correct? Let's prove that it's correct. Let's then multiply this term times this term. Let's do this step by step. Let me multiply the coefficients first. 3 times 8 is 24. M to the negative 2, no m's to the negative 2, so just bring down the m to the negative 2. P to the negative 4 times p to the 5th, multiplication. I'm multiplying the p to the negative 4 times p to the 5th. Remember, when multiplying, you add the exponents depending on the signs. I have negative 4 plus 5. Negative 4 plus 5 is equals to 1 positive. So it's p to the 1, to the first. It's right there. And then I'm multiplying x times x to the second power. Positive times positive equals to positive. I'm multiplying 3 times 1, 3. That's a 1 there. It's a coefficient, invisible. 3 times 1, 3. M to the negative 2 times m to the third. Let me solve the exponents. Negative 2 plus 3 equals to 1, which is m to the first. And then I'm multiplying p to negative 4x times 1 will be the same p to the negative 4x. If this result is the same as this one, then it is correct. It is 24m to the negative 2 px to the second. 24m to the negative 2 px to the second. Yes, so far. Plus, yes. 3m p to the negative 4x, which is 3m x p to the negative 4 is still the same, because we know that multiplication is commutative. X p to the negative 4 and p to the negative 4x is the same. It's like 4 times 5 is 20 and 5 times 4 is 20. So this result and this one are the same. And this is the way you simplify polynomials using negative exponents. If this video was useful to you, feel free to subscribe. See you next time.